Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So what you're looking at here today is actually a pipe bender. And this is the newest addition to our tools, or my tools. This is actually a used unit. I couldn't pass up the deal. I was on the interwebs and saw this and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna need one for some of the projects I have in mind. This is not one of the most expensive ones out there, but it's not a cheap one either. I think the going rate for this is over $1,000 or $1,000 brand new. Now, it's gently used. I can tell that. It is missing a gauge, which is not that big of a deal. I'm going to call the company and see if I can get one sent over, or if I can purchase one. It is a manual bender. I do have it lagged to the ground. I pre-drilled the holes 5 7/8 bit with I think they're called well, they're made by Hilti, and they're threaded, so I can take it out, put it away, and then bolt it back down when not in use, or when I need it. So when it's not in use, I can take it apart. What I did do is I went out and grabbed a couple of pieces of tube that I want to try bending with this thing, because I've never used this specific one. The dies are here. There's 3 different dies. This one is, if I'm not mistaken, is one that's an 1 3/4, 2 or 1 3/4, 1 1/2 inches, and 1 inch. So the one I've got on here right now, if I'm not mistaken, is a 2 inch, or sorry, 1 1/2 inches. So let's cut this pipe. I got a couple of pieces. I didn't want to go crazy. So I got some 2-foot pieces. But I want to confirm, and that is definitely the piece. So that's perfect. So I want to try bending this, see what happens. Let's give it a whirl. Let's set it up and see how she goes. Now, I've got a guide here. I'll just move the guide to here for now. So what we want to do is get this pipe into the colic, or cradle of sorts. Move this out. And we get the distance that we want it to stick out. Now, in saying that, let's move this out of the way for a second. So what I want to do is set it up so I can actually put that in, put that pin in. There we go. And we don't want it too far out, so I'm going to keep it pretty close to the edge. Or maybe we'll think it stick out just a bit more. I'm going to ratchet it. We'll tighten that up a bit and see how it goes. That might be too big for this guy. Well, seems to be right. So I don't have a manual for this guy. So let me try the smaller. That might be better for the 2 inch. This might be too small for this guy. It is too small. All right, let's see. Okay, well that's about right. And this, don't want to drop that pipe. Now this guy is going to go here. Like so. Now this guy is where when you bend, you put that into your slot, into your die. Okay, and it'll hold the bend for you. So usually what you're supposed to do is put a little bit of lube on the back of this guy, Maybe we should do that. Move this guy back for a second. Just gonna put a little bit of spray on it. Okay, try it that way. You can put grease if you like. Let's see if that's going to go down. This one longer. There we go. Okay, so I guess we can use this one for the die. Okay, so we pull this out. We grab our lock, and we'll just give it a light pull and see what happens. Okay. Not bad. Get a little bit of spring back. Not bad. Wow. Pull this eye out. Well, that bent. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Wow, okay. So I got a nice radius on the inside, but I got a kink on the outside of this pipe. Not bad. So guys, off camera, I went ahead and got myself a gauge. Bending that 1.5 inch pipe, guessing the angle was a little tricky. So I actually got this made for this thing. Very similar to the one that actually comes with it. And then what I did is I took a bolt, I drilled a hole through it, and I got a little piece of metal, and I drilled that right through there and bent it to 0 degrees. It's not, it's right at 0. You gotta make sure that's tightened up a bit. And it fits into the die. So I know the one that comes with this unit actually has like a bendable, adjustable thing. I don't really need that. So you saw me bend an 1.5 inch pipe with this thing. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually going to show you how I set that up. Something to think about that's very important is these are directional. Unfortunately, they don't say up on them. At least I don't think they do. They don't. Now there's a gauge at the bottom of this thing. I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer, and it's adjustable. And what this does, it adjusts the height within the shaft to even out with the actual die. It works really well. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and kind of balance this thing out. What we're going to do is we're going to grease this thing. So we're going to grease the inside of it. Make sure that it doesn't fall over. We'll put a little bit of grease on that. Let me go grab the grease. And then we'll set up that 1-inch pipe. Grab a towel. All right, so we're going to set this guy up. Now I kind of played around with the guide already a bit, just to make sure that I kind of get it where I need it to be. We're going to need an adjustable, or a ratchet is fine, if I have one, that fits this guy. I'm not sure I do. I do, okay. So what I want to do is set this pipe up. So here's my pipe. So I'm using steel pipe, or tube. I should maybe call it pipe. I know there's a big confusion. Usually when I say anything about tube, it's more square tube. And when I talk about pipe, it's round pipe. You know, there's so many variations. This is OD 1-inch outside diameter, and so is this die. So what we want to do is set this guy up. Let's move this guy out of the way for a second. And we want to get into the brace. Now, it all depends on these are short pieces, these are just test pieces. So it all depends on what you're trying to achieve, right? So you can have different lengths sticking out, so forth. You know, whatever you're trying to do. So I'm just going to tighten this guy up a bit, put it up against the brace. I got it sitting inside the actual die. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy down. Just want to make sure I got it sitting on that die nicely. And it looks like I do. And it's lined up pretty good. Okay, so we've got it all set up. That didn't go in, so that's a problem. But we got to make sure that that absolutely goes right through to the bottom. If it doesn't, we'll definitely have an issue. Okay, I got it set right down to the bottom. So that pin's going to be right down to the bottom of that. And that's going to be sitting right there. She's holding pretty good, pretty tight. All the pins are down flush. We'll take our ratchet section here. We'll move this out just to give it a little bit of play, or tightness, I should say. And we'll do just a one light squeeze. Back. Not too much pressure. Should be sliding nice and even. Pins, always make sure your pins are right down to the bottom, guys. Nice, even pressure. So I am at 50 degrees. Nice. Now, let's pop that back. Use a rubber mallet. In. Enough grease on there. Good support. Let's just make sure that it doesn't melt. Let's give it another bend. Almost at our final. A little bit of pushback. All right. Move this back. Nice. Let's loosen up the other bit. Perfect, just pop right off. We'll slide this out. Now that's over bent it, but it worked out really well. Nice bend. Quite happy with that. So we've got, let me take out the 1.5. This is a 1.5. So I almost got a perfect 90 on that. There's a 1 inch. 1 inch. I surpassed the 1 inch. Not bad. Got a little bit of a kink on that, on the back piece. So I might have to move that back piece a little further out when I do it next time, but not bad. Not bad at all. Pin sat in there nicely, which is good. So that worked out really well, guys. Quite happy with that. That's that. We'll have to maybe put a little bit more grease on this puppy and try it that way. That was real simple. pins in nicely. Now I can adjust this, or I can put it further out to give me more of a bend, per se, and then I can get a little bit more of a twist on that, right? So I can get a little bit of a wider twist, and that's always a possibility. But she did really well. So guys, there's my pipe bender. Didn't cost me an arm and a leg, and then another arm, which is awesome. Did a little bit of work to try to get it to work out properly, and it's doing really nice. Quite happy with that. Looking forward to doing a lot of projects with this in the upcoming year. Excited about trying it on some of my projects that I have brewing up in my mind. Looking forward to sharing with all you guys. Also got a lot of other projects ready to rock and roll. We've got some stuff on the powder coating end. Some exciting stuff there that I'm looking forward to showing you guys. But that's it for this guy for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Consider subscribing. It'll truly help me out. And if you like, throw me a thumbs up. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching.